It's the news that none of us really wanted to hear. Netflix have cancelled any upcoming new Power Rangers productions. But what does this mean for the future of the franchise? Does this affect the entire cinematic universe? Let's talk about it. First of all, I am a few days late with this news, so I apologise for that. I'm normally pretty on the ball with Power Rangers news, but life has been crazy, so it is what it is. Anyway, like I said at the start, Netflix is no longer moving ahead with its live-action Power Rangers show. Now, this show was a big deal. It was the first sort of fully original show that we were going to get, and it's one that us fans have been waiting for a long, long time now. This doesn't mean that it's necessarily not going to happen, just not at Netflix. Hasbro Entertainment, who owns the franchise, will now explore a new creative direction for the show and a new partner. Jonathan Entwistle was overseeing the series, while Jenny Klein was the series showrunner. But so far, Entwistle, Klein, Netflix, or Hasbro have commented on the status of the series. Now, before we get any further, let me take a minute to talk about something very important. While I consider myself to be a fairly confident person, I have struggled with feeling anxious towards certain situations in life. It's not something I really talk about publicly, but I have used therapy before to help me get through these difficult periods. I used BetterHelp, who this video is in paid partnership with, and I found it incredibly helpful to be able to talk openly and honestly with someone outside of my regular life. The therapist had no prior knowledge of myself, which helped me to get an objective outside perspective. I personally found it much easier and more confident opening up to a detached third party rather than someone I'm close to. Of course, all friends and family mean well, but when you hear things like, just get over it or just move on, these things really don't help. And the therapist truly listened without judgment and taught me how new coping mechanisms can be tailored specifically to my situation. Over time, and with the support of the therapist, I made real progress addressing the issues that were causing me to have anxiety. If you feel like you could benefit from speaking to a professional therapist outside of your regular social circle, I highly recommend checking out BetterHelp. It's super easy to get started, just fill out a questionnaire about your needs, and BetterHelp matches you with a therapist trained to support you in your specific situation. I'm so grateful I made the decision to try BetterHelp when I was struggling. I genuinely think it changed my life. If you think talking through your challenges with an outside professional could help you too, visit betterhelp.com/the6th-ranger or select the 6th Ranger during sign up to get started and receive a special discount off your first month of therapy. Anyway, back to crossovers. Interestingly, Hasbro actually palmed off the rights to the Power Rangers figure line earlier this year. Hasbro, which, remember, is mainly a toy company, no longer wants to make the toys for a franchise that it owns. It has licensed Power Rangers to Playmates, and they will be releasing a line from next year. It seems they are also trying to do similar with the live-action rights, giving them to the highest bidder and remaining as hands-off as they possibly can. I suppose this could potentially be good news? If this ends up in the right hands, then we could end up with a Power Rangers show that's being handled by people that actually care about it, with actual minimal studio or rights owner interference. My bigger concern here is what is happening with Power Rangers as a whole. We have known about the bigger picture Power Rangers project for a while now, years in fact. There was mention of multiple new shows, a new movie line, maybe animation and video games, all that tied together into one big cinematic universe. But again, there's been nothing since. Then in recent months, Hasbro gave away the toy rights, Boom Studios cancelled the long-running much-loved Power Rangers title, and now Netflix have decided not to host any future projects. It's a little worrying to say the least. Perhaps the huge delays have had more to do with the fact that Jonathan Entwistle is currently working on the Karate Kid movie, which stars Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, which, side note, I can't wait for. But maybe when that's completed, his focus will return to Power Rangers. But who knows? At this point, I really wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing people like that leaving the project altogether. It's an extremely difficult time to be a Ranger fan. There's no new shows, no new merch, a much-loved comic book line cancelled, so why bother? I mean, there's even been a significant drop-off in views to this channel over the last year. And no, it's not because I've been uploading less. I've been uploading less because there's been such a decline in views. I'm personally not giving up on the fandom because when Power Rangers is good, it's great. And there is still so much more yet to do. It's just not being made easy. So what could all this mean for the future, and how would I suggest that we begin to fix it? Obviously when I say we, I mean Hasbro. I have nothing to do with it. Well, it's likely going to be put out to the highest bidder. If I was the highest bidder, let's say it's Amazon Prime, I would then get to work on a new original live action show. Look at what original stuff has been popular and look at what hasn't. Lord Dragon, there we go, use him. Omega Rangers, use them. Either put them in the first show or have hints at them and then use them to tease a movie. Go big on the movie. Interest in that will bring more eyes to the show. Attention on both of these things will massively increase sales in toys and merch. Yeah, this is all very basic stuff that's just common sense, but it's just not happening. Mistakes are being made time and time again. Let's go back to 2017. A boatload of money was spent in rebooting Power Rangers for cinema with a movie that had absolutely nothing to do with the TV shows. Why? It was barely familiar. It tried to be dark and gritty and got stuck in this weird place between being a kids' film and an adult film. And it failed. The intended sequel was then cancelled and we were back to square one. So let's learn from that. For once. Please. Anyway, I really feel like I could ramble on about this for ages. The situation of the entire Power Rangers franchise right now is really frustrating me. What are your thoughts, my friends? What do you want to see happen? Should Entwistle just move on? Should they find someone whose sole focus is on Power Rangers? Because that's what I think would be for the best. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. May the power protect you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on The Sixth Ranger.